Well, a month into the school year, it's been an exciting first month for ETSU athletics. I think what's been on everybody's mind is the tremendous play of the football team. I don't think anybody expected us to start the season 2-0, and the win at Kennesaw, I think, was a tremendous win considering, the score of last year's game, and then to compound that with a tremendous performance against Western Carolina in our first SoCon, our return to the SoCon up at Bristol Motor Speedway, and to have an all-time ETSU football game attendance record really was a tremendous, was just a tremendous way to build some momentum. And then, of course, this past week went to Wofford and played a very good Wofford team, and I think it was a really good learning experience for our guys. And I think one of the things we're kind of seeing right now is during the course of the season, there are injuries that take place, and I think when you're a young program like us, we may not have the depth that you would have if you had a program over 4 or 5 years. So I think that's one of the things we're kind of learning a little bit about, and hopefully our players will get better, and I think they have a great resolve to continue to improve and get better. So I'm really excited about that. And then kind of in conjunction with that, as we look at the stadium on campus, it continues to move very rapidly. Talking to the architects and the general contractor, we appear to be ahead of schedule, which is really unusual. But you can really start to see the form and the shape of the facility. We continue to work with the architects to refine some of the things there. And so the further it gets along, I think the more excited, our coaches, our players, our administrative staff, and our students get about, having that on-campus stadium. So football certainly has been a positive, as have a lot of other sports. I think we had talked about, our men's soccer team beating North Carolina, #1 team in the country. That was a tremendous win. We've had a lot of good wins in volleyball this past week. Our volleyball team went to Sanford and had a good win down there. Women's soccer has had some nice victories against some of our local foes, and had a tough result Sunday against Mercer, but had a good result against Citadel on Friday. So starting on the road, a lot of our teams have started on the road in the SoCon. So as time goes on, they'll get a chance to play those home games, and I think we're been very, very successful at home. So I hope everybody kind of follows our overall athletic department schedule and comes out and supports all our teams. One thing that's right around the corner, the Bank of Tennessee tournament, intercollegiate tournament, has a great field. We have a very young golf team, but playing very well, and so I think some of our competitors in that tournament will be, Tennessee and Virginia Tech and UNC Wilmington, Coastal Carolina, and some other very well thought of golf programs. So that's another opportunity for our fans to see some of our outstanding student athletes. And then I guess right around the corner also is men's and women's basketball. Mark your calendar for October 24th. That's when we're going to have Blue Nanza. We're going to have it in the Dome this year. It'll be an opportunity for our fans and our students to get a chance to see this year's crop of men's and women's basketball players. We're very excited about these teams, and just last week we released our schedule for our men's and women's team. Our women's schedule is tremendous. We have some real quality home games, of course. Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Old Dominion teams that have been in the national profile for a long time. But I hope everybody, if you can't get season tickets, I would hope that every one of our ETSU Buccaneer fans decides to purchase tickets to the UT game, because we clearly want the Dome for the women's game and Freedom Hall for the men's game to be all blue. We don't want to have any other colors in there. So we need each and every one of you to go ahead and get your tickets to the University of Tennessee women's game, which I think is November 15th, and get your tickets to the men's game on December 22nd. Like I said, it's going to be really critical that we have all blue in those arenas and support our student athletes. The men's team, I think Coach Forbes is excited about, the new guys that are fitting in very nicely with the returning folks, and then some of the guys that sat out last year. Hunter Perea certainly is a really skilled, talented guy who will help us inside. Tevin Glass, another transfer that sat out last year, has looked very, very complete player in early practices. And then, our JUCO guys, I think, are really starting to fit in. They're adjusting to what Division I basketball is all about. So we really look forward to, the men's schedule. Clearly, we open November 11th against a A10 opponent in Fordham. We come right back, I think, on the 14th with Detroit, another traditional, strong program. A lot of very quality opponents. We, of course, play Tennessee, like I mentioned earlier, Mississippi State, Dayton on the road, UNC Wilmington on the road. So those are teams that all should be top 50 teams. So it'll be a big challenge, but I think Coach Forbes and his team is ready to meet that challenge. And like I said, Coach Ezell has a tremendous schedule, and of course, with the backcourt tandem of Tiana Tartar and Shamaria Bridges coming back, they're going to be kind of the focal points of the offense. But I think some of the young recruits that Brittany's brought in have a chance to really make major contributions. So we've got a lot of good things going on. We have an opportunity to do some really special things, and I hope everybody kind of gets out there and figures out a way to support the Bucks. A lot of good things going on. Be a part of it. Thanks.